Hi everyone, my name is Orlando. I'm National Road Captain for Immortal Guardians Motorcycle Club, and today we're just going to chat about one of the things that is very important to us, which is safety. Predominantly today about safety gear. 5 key safety factors that we're going to be looking at is, most importantly in my opinion, is helmets, then it's gloves, it's your riding jacket, it's your riding pants, and then lastly your riding boots. If we're starting at helmets, helmets come in different variants. You'll get a full face helmet, you'll get an open face, a modular, a pistol type helmet, and an adventure type helmet. No matter what the style, the important thing of the helmet is the fit. That is very crucial in the helmet being able to be as efficient as possible should you be subject to an impact. So if you can just slide a helmet on, normally the helmet is too loose. It's got to be quite a firm fit to get over, and then your cheek pads will close up and then it'll be a snug fit. And if by the sides or the back or the front, if you can put 4 fingers or 3 fingers in, the helmet's already too loose. It must be a snug fit, irrespective of what type or shape that it is. Also, you try and buy the best helmet that you can afford, because then you know you're getting a lot more R&D and it's from a more reputable company. The helmets will be better. You try and find that you'll go onto websites like the Sharp website in the States, in the UK. They will give you a rating. If you're looking for any helmet, you punch in the model number, you punch in the name, and it'll give you a rating. It'll tell you frontal impact rating, side impact rating, top impact rating. You can actually get an idea of the helmet that you're looking to purchase or that you own, what its overall impact rating is and where its strengths and flaws are. Also, if the helmet's too loose, once the pads start to wear, it does get even looser. So if you're starting off with a problem where your helmet is not a nice tight fit, it's going to get worse as the helmet beds in and settles to you. And that's about it on the helmets. The only other thing is obviously a helmet. It's almost like a once-off use. If you have had a severe impact and a helmet is dropped, there could be, by nature of design, the way that it absorbs the energy, there could be microfiber cracks. It either has to be sent in to the approved helmet distributors or suppliers for testing and verification, or ultimately actually scrapped. Unfortunately, by the nature of what they do, it's not a multiple use thing, a helmet. And the other thing is, obviously there is a shelf life on most helmets because of the degradation of the EPS and the foam and the construction used to make a helmet. This breaks down and hardens and loses that effectiveness over time. Most manufacturers will only give you about a 5-year warranty on a helmet. Whether it's been used in an impact or not, after 5 years its effectiveness has been vastly reduced, so the safety does become compromised. Again, if we're getting back to jackets, there's 2 main types. You get a textile jacket and you get a full leather jacket. The roads guys will prefer mainly full leather because it offers much better protection. It offers a lot of protection against the wind, slightly more protection against the elements like rain. And typically leather is a tighter fit. You won't really find a looser fitting jacket when it's leather. It's normally quite a nice fit. So that means that your padded areas are kept in place nicely, because if you fall off a bike and once you hit the deck, you'll find that there's that instant energy where it's trying to, if you had a loose fitting jacket, it's going to pull it away, and you might find that your padding, your elbow padding, has moved here to your bicep or something. So a nice tight fitting jacket is always best for that. It'll keep the padding in place where it should be. There's nothing wrong with textile jackets. They're a lot more comfortable, they're roomier. I would suggest though that one gets one that is a much better fit. The better the fit of the jacket, the better it's going to be able to keep the padding where it should be, the day that you need it. And that's about it with jackets. There's not really much to speak about them. Gloves, again, you can get a choice of fabric or textile type gloves which have vents for summer, and then they have normally just your knuckle and your joint protection, but they allow a bit of airflow through, right through to full grain leather gloves for full protection. I prefer those because I do like a glove that can go over my sleeve and there's a bit of an overlay. Because again, should you fall and there be an impact and your sleeve gets ripped up, if you've got a short glove, there's going to be a bit of area of skin that's exposed. So I always try and wear a longer full-length glove to go over my jacket. But that's personal preference. Again, I think gloves are very critical. The first thing a person's going to do if they're going to fall or whatever is put their hands out. And I'll tell you, having roasties on your hands and having two hands bandaged and nothing that you can do because you've got no use of both of your hands, it's a terrible place to be for a long time. So they're not expensive, but I think they're one of the more critical things that we need to wear. Okay, then we get down to our riding pants. Again, this varies from almost padded jeans right up to full leather riding pants. Unfortunately, a lot of guys wear jeans. That seems almost to be the standard uniform, but jeans are not abrasive resistant. If you had to slide with a pair of jeans on very smooth tar, it would maybe last for a little bit before it breaks up, and then you're going to get roasties. For sure, you're going to get roasties with normal jeans. Next best, which is a compromise between a bit of safety and basically comfort, would be your biker-specific or rider jeans. Now, these have either Kevlar or some similar abrasive-resistant material sewn into panels by either your knees or your hips or wherever, your buttocks, wherever it could be that you're going to slide. Now, these offer much longer time that they can withstand abrasion if you like sliding along the road before they wear away. In fact, they're pretty good. There's no impact resistance to them, but there's definitely abrasive resistance. So it's going to stop you from getting roasties, which is the critical thing. Next up from that is going to be full leather pants or even a riding suit where you're getting maximum protection. Again, you're getting the maximum protection on abrasiveness. If you were on a really rough road or if you came off at a very fast speed, you'd be able to slide for a considerable amount of time and not get injured. And you would also be able to get inserts by your knees and even by your hips, which would aid a bit with impact. So those are your pants. Again, the pants should be a nice tight fit. Make sure that I have a problem being a short person. Most of the stuff, I've got to be very careful the positioning of the padding. Because although I can take a hem up with pants that are too long, I sometimes find that I actually sit in the padding that should be protecting my knees is protecting my shins because I'm too short. So I've had to get custom-made stuff or tailor-made stuff so that the protection is in the right place. And this basically will affect a lot of people, or most of us that are short. It doesn't look like we fit the mold that these guys make these pants at. Then lastly is boots. Boots are quite important as well. You know, your average road bike is probably about 180 kilos, somewhere around there. Even if you're just going to stand on uneven ground and try and put your foot down and it goes wrong and your foot is caught on the ground and your bike topples over, your ankle is what's going to take the load of that with the bike twisting down. And if you don't have good ankle support on your boots, you're going to end up hurting your ankle, twisting it, maybe breaking it, or whatever. So your boots have to be firm. I believe that they should be boots and they should be high. Shoes, one of the things with wearing shoes or something that does not come up to your leg as well and cover it, is that if you had to hit the deck quite fast, the first thing that happens with that impact is your shoe gets ripped off because there's nothing holding it further up as securely. So then the rest of the time that you're sliding or rolling around, you're either in socks or you're barefoot. And again, you're going to get quite a lot of roasties or road rash. So the higher the better. Again, a few various things that can make up the different qualities of the boots would be the materials used. Again, you could use full leather, you could use zip types, but that you can also lace over to keep a firm fit, because you want as firm a fit as possible for support, maximum support. In fact, if you can take a boot and you can twist it like that easily, it's not going to be giving you the right support that you need around your knee. It's going to have to be a boot that's very well constructed, that probably has both ankle side protection as well as back and frontal protection as well, almost like a safety boot type of toe cap, and then protection at the back. And you'll find that those very good quality boots, they are rigid. You can't really bend them like that. Then you know that you're going to be in for the best protection as possible. That's about it in brief on the 5 basic forms of safety. The only other thing that I'd like to say is, what does safety or safety PPE give us when we're riding a motorcycle? It's there for a few reasons. Firstly, it's there for protection. It's for protection against the elements. You'll find that all of these items would be treated, or they would have wind resistance, they would have amount of water resistance. And then the padding, well, that's for your impact protection. Although it's not going to help you break any bones or whatever, it does absorb a certain amount of energy, and then it's abrasive resistant. The other thing that it would function is visibility. These items have to be visible or make us more visible to other road users, especially in bad conditions. If we're in fog, rain, or whatever the case is, if we're battling to see, we can imagine any cage is battling to see as well. Their windscreens are fogging up, their windscreen wipers are going. We become an even smaller target than we are in ideal conditions. So you'll find that a lot of these jackets or safety equipment that we use have built-in reflective areas. Some have strips along them, some have strips in the back. Your rain suits are normally very high-vis colors, like fluorescent or neon colors are very high-vis colors, and this is for a specific reason. It's to make you stand out and be more visible in bad conditions. Helmets as well, a lot of them have reflective areas. Some even go as far as having reflective lights. The more we can become visible in terrible conditions or bad conditions, the better it is for us long term. And then finally, the other thing that they do is to protect us in terms of our day-to-day riding as well. You know, we're not going to get bugs in our eyes, bugs in our mouths, and whatever the case is. You're wearing a proper buff and a proper jacket, you're not going to get a bee sting on your neck or anything like that. So it's all about protection from your day-to-day commuting, protection should you fall, protection from the elements, and making yourself more visible to all of the other road users. Great, and that's it. That's all from me for now. Thank you.